In this video, I'm going to run through the tuning of the two sets of signals you are able to tune within Vtrend. So first and foremost, that would be the trending, scalping, buy and sell opportunities. You can tune those and they come with a filter. And then you can tune the custom cloud change signals only. The trend cloud signals, the default trend cloud, you cannot tune those. Those are coded defaults in the back end that I found to work best on backtesting. So firstly, let's enable the volume bands and signals, the trending, scalping opportunities. These are supposed to be more scalping in nature, but you can tune them to be more long term. Depends on the price action time frame of the pair. So let's dive right in. So it's loaded at the default to start with. Let's have a quick look. Obviously, because it's the hourly, it's going to be slightly more noisy. So let's have a quick look at what it's given us on default. So these signals work best when price action is trending. Okay, you can see we get one or two toppy signals, but with other on-chart confluences, you would know whether to take these or not, whether they're valid signals, that is. Okay, so we get some nice trending signals, but also there's a couple that follow the price action. All the conditions are met, but then obviously price reverses. Let's have a look. So that is toppy. That's toppy. That there. It's toppy. The rest are fairly decent. Let me just change this so we can see it a little bit easier. That looks like it's going to head down, but might head up first. Okay, so to tune these, go to the input, go to trending, scalping opportunities. Let's make it to 4. Tick to use your custom setting. Click OK. Okay, you can see that's added another one here and there. So to change this again, let's go to 4.5, but this time I'm going to add on a bit of a filter. So let's go 3, which is within the middle ground. Tick that. Okay, so you can see it's got rid of some of the signals there. Pushed along 1 or 2 signals. Giving us another one here, if my memory serves. So that hasn't done a whole great deal of change. Let's take the filter for another notch. Let's take it out way further actually. 6.5. Okay. So that has filtered out a lot of bad signals. But it's also given us signals that are now more longer term trend and more delayed, so you can miss a lot of price action. So when you increase the filter, especially, and increase the number for the custom length setting higher and higher, essentially what you're doing is taking it from scalping signals to more longer term trend signals when the conditions are met. So let's keep the filter high, but I want more signals. So Let's just take it down to 2.75, for example. See what that gives us. Okay, so what it's done, the filter has probably cut off some of these later signals and earlier signals if we're, say, in an uptrend, and gotten us confirmed trend in the trend signals when we're already in the trend. You can see here very nicely. But that means they are somewhat lagging. So I'm going to take down the filter a bit. Let's take it down to 5, see what that does. Okay, I like that a bit better actually. That's a bit of a toppy signal. You're always going to get one or two not on point signals or delayed signals that are going to be near the top, or what would be the top, you wouldn't know at the time. Simply because the trend, the signals are going to keep printing until the trend has finished. That's how the script calculates it. So we have some decent ones, but at the same time we do have some not so quite decent ones. This is why I kind of like to leave it for the default signals and put some of the other elements on the chart, especially the cloud and the cloud lines. Put this one on, which gives us a little bit of extra on-chart information about where we are in the trend. So if I take the long-term band off, so it's a little bit cleaner. You can see here, for example, with this added context of price heading down, there wouldn't be a valid trade signal, but this would be. And you know it's good to about here, the first stop, and then you've got your other levels quickly you can mark out right there. So you can see roughly it's going to hit that. So you can see this again, downtrend, signal. Downtrend, signal. Uptrend, well, it's caught it halfway. That would be a signal I would take. Stop below the lower cloud line. That won't be a risky trade because you're quite close to the top here. For me at least anyway. Again, take that trade. I wouldn't take that trade because of the bar color is saying it's in a downtrend, so I wouldn't be quite sure. I don't have enough confluence to say yes, this is a valid trade. This would be an extremely risky trade. I would probably wait until here, even though we have the signal back here, because it's tapped these highs, a little bit of support even though we're on the hourly, but I would put an upside target of here, maybe here, the last candles before we went down. You can see it eventually tapped it, but oh, then okay, it's fulfilled it over here. So let's take it down again. Let's try just try 2.4 and I've put the filter back towards the middle, see what it gives us. Yes, being trading view unfortunately resets everything. Take that off. That's unfortunate. It's called the breakout here, but then you give a diamond reversal upon this candle close, so that would be something to exit straight away. But unfortunately, you'd be in a bit of a loss if you took it on the close. as a rule of thumb as well, I always allow another 1 or 2 candle closes before I enter after a signal, because I know what price is properly doing them. Unless you've got good information that the breakout is confirmed by a number of on-chart elements. For example, here, I would take that, because I would immediately look over and think it's going to these highs between here somewhere. You can see it's gone support, pushed up above before it's come back down, but we've got these take profit points along the way, here, 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 and here. Okay, so that's how to tune the trending buy-sell opportunities. Let's move on to the custom trend cloud. Let's change pair. Okay, so this is what it's given us. A default on loading. Okay, we've got a cluster of bottom signals right here. Everything else looks fairly decent, but I'm going to want to alter that. So, go into the inputs, custom trend cloud. Let's change it to 5. These are placeholder numbers, by the way. So, these signals are not tuned specifically. These are not the numbers that are the specific tuning for the time frame in the back end. Okay, that might be a little bit too high. It's giving us the delayed trend entries, which is fine. But we need to cut out the chop just a little bit lighter, for example here. Otherwise it's going to end up being very toppy in some respects. We're going to keep buying the top because we put the value for the signals too high. So let's go 4. Okay. You will not be able to get rid of every single signal, but you want to get the confluence of good signals much better in confluence with every other on-chart element. So we've got that set to 4.5. Okay, I'm reasonably happy with that, apart from 1 or 2 unfortunate mistakes. If I want to take longer term trades, the higher the number. Again, scalping, shorter number. In fact, I'm not as happy as I thought with that. Let's try 3.7. I want some sharper entries. They give me a little bit of room for maneuver, even though some of them, like this one, might be caught early before price action really is truly ready to come down. All depends how you trade personally. So let's add the bar color triangles on as well. I want that information, and let's put the other trend cloud lower line on, just a kind of a double confirmation of trend from 2 different trend clouds. I'll change these to circles. I don't want too many triangles on here. So you can see we have a decent chunk of signals. This is a good example here. It's caught the breakout of this one. It's met all the conditions. If I was looking for long, I would say it's going to go here first, obviously, and there, short-term targets, and then maybe here if it was really going to push high. So that would have been if I take that signal after candle close, you're looking towards 60 to 100 pips. But obviously it didn't do it. It's gone back down for support, for pushing again, for being pushed really back down towards what is the previous monthly level in black right here. And also we had a diamond reversal, which it signifies short-term price reversal. But this cloud line is what I want to focus on. Hasn't yet turned, so that's going to should give us pause for consideration. That's not going to do this. You need extra confirmation to wait. So would I take this signal here after 1 or 2? Yes, I would actually say, unless my stochastics below says it's no good. I use No Sure Thing as well, which is free on TradingView. I use it as an little bit of extra confluence sometimes. I find it quite good for trend detection. So that would have been a very tempting entry, but obviously it would not have worked out. As the second it's gone back into the cloud, the second that the bar colors change, it would be a signal to cut this trade. And you can maybe make up some of the loss here if you wanted to towards this previous monthly open. Would I take this trade after this candle's printed? The second one, definitely. But I would have expected some kind of reversal, like tap in this area, come back down perhaps. But that signal that has all the confirmations, let's put it here, ran for almost 400 pips. So that's how you tune the trend cloud and the trending scalping buy sell opportunities. It just requires a lot of experimentation, obviously noting down what values you've used and then putting some other on chart confluences from the script just to give you that little bit of extra information.